time for Tech Talk on the Michael Dukes Show with lifestyle and technology expert Dr. Tracey Wilen.
Welcome back to Michael Dukes Show, news time 7:50 a.m. We wind up this hour, of course. Dr. Tracey Wilen, prominent thought leader, author of 11 books. She's been a scholar at Stanford and has held leadership positions at Apple, HP, Cisco, the Apollo Group, and, of course, her expertise delves into the impact of technology on work careers, and, of course, she's also an expert in women's leadership. She joins us now for her weekly section on technology and careers. Good morning, Doctor.
Oh, good morning.
Hey, I understand that, Auto Week is happening. Lots of things going on. Chicago Automotive Show is about to kick off here for February. Things are rocking and rolling down there in Chicago. You're going to go see some of that stuff here pretty quick, but you've also been studying up on a lot of these very, very cool jobs that are directly auto industry centric as far as what's going on. There's some pretty cool stuff happening out there in the automotive industry.
It is. In fact, there was a headline here where I live in Silicon Valley yesterday that said, is Silicon Valley the new Detroit? If you think about it, Tesla, Uber, Apple, and Google are all having cars. It's really circuit boards, and software. And
that's the whole new auto-driving car phenomenon that they're working on. It's pretty amazing stuff for sure.
Definitely something for people to look for if they're looking for job transitions and opportunities in the future. Everyone is getting on board with autonomous cars. It's exciting.
Now, we've talked about this in the past, but it seems like, when I was coming up, you'd hear somebody who'd worked for a company for, it wasn't unusual, 20, 25, 30 years. That wasn't that unusual. But today, of course, you and I have kind of chatted about this before, is that the average person's going to change jobs, every 24 months, it seems like, as they move laterally back and forth, sometimes up the ladder, sometimes down the ladder, but always kind of looking for something new. So people should always be prepared for changes that they could potentially make, and maybe in some of these bleeding-edge industries, like some of these automotive changes.
Yes, in fact, I think people have a great opportunity if they can get in on the ground level. I have a lot of colleagues who got in at the ground level of mobility, ground level of cloud, and big data, and they're reaping the benefits. They started off at a startup, but now they're becoming, key experts in these industries.
Right. Well, and, I guess you have to have the vision, right, to say, I think this is going to be the next big thing, and then, of course, be right about it. But I think that there's enough money being poured into some of these things that, you can be proven that it's going to be a pretty good deal. What are some of the interesting jobs that we've got? I've got a whole list here in front of me, but there's a couple that are really piquing my interest. These are new jobs that are coming about, sometimes in whole new fields inside the automotive industry. One of them just caught my nose? The olfactory researcher. That's a new career position inside the automotive industry. Tell me about that.
It's not new, but it's very interesting. I was over in Germany at an Audi factory, and I met a woman who was a PhD, and I asked her what her job was, and she said, I have to make cars smell so good that your brain will say, I need to buy it now when you open the door. And so I started, diving into it, and there's a whole industry with people who make things smell so good that you want to eat them, you want to bite them, you want to buy them.
So when I open up the door of my new Audi and it smells like warm baked chocolate chips, or I'm just trying to think of what would really, get my gut. But there's a whole science and technology behind this.
There is a whole science and technology around that, and it can go everywhere from the low entry level, from people who market it, to her level. She was a PhD scientist in it. And I'll tell you the other one is, people who, flavorists, people who actually make things taste good. Not that you want to eat the car leather, but that's just another sensory type of career.
And it's become a whole, and you would never think, Dad, I want to grow up to be an olfactory researcher. Really, son? I'm just thinking, I don't even know what that means, but it sounds exciting. This is crazy. And they actually obviously have whole programs dedicated to this kind of stuff, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah, and they're very specialized. So if you do get into it and you like to smell things or like to taste things, it's very specialized and you can make big dollars. But, it's identifying early on that these unique kinds of careers are out there.
Wow, amazing. Olfactory researcher. Whatever else you got here? You got automotive journalist.
Yeah, I was very inspired because I met a young woman who did the traditional journalism degree in college, and she's was facing what a lot of journalists do is no jobs or only getting, bidding for articles. And one of her professors said to her, you know what, you like cars, so become an automotive journalist, specialize in. And that's what she did. And now as an automotive journalist, she was able to double her income and get a permanent position. So I think the message here is if you like something like cars, think about the job that you're in, and in her case, journalism, and maybe make a transition into the field.
Right. Well, it's a specialize or die kind of thing, right? I mean, because there's, journalists are a dime a dozen, but maybe automotive journalists are a much more specialized field, and it allows you to excel at something that you love to do.
That's right, and it could be automotive, it could also be technology journalism, it could be food journalism. So the idea is start to separate yourself and specialize in something, and you might be able to get a leg up on other people.
Food journalism. I'm a fan. I'm just thinking I could become a food journalist. That's it. I'd weigh about 500 pounds, but I would be an excellent food journalist. Dr. Tracey Wilen is our guest with our TechTalk Technology and Career segment. Gigafactory designer. What is a gigafactory? What are we making at a gigafactory?
So Tesla has been advertising in big headlines saying they need gigafactory architects and designers. So basically their vision is for a very large $5 billion battery factory in Nevada. And it caught my eye because I was looking at what's the criteria. And they want someone who is fearless, involves 70% of travel, not averse to dust and sand and heat, but basically having a never say die attitude. So it's really, it is an architect and a designer, but it's half project management, half technology, but very exciting. You can get involved with the ground up on a gigafactory and help invent the battery of the future.
Wow. And then you've even got some different jobs that are maybe not quite so technical, maybe not quite so education intensive. Auto dealerships. I mean, things like front office service. I see you say Mini Cooper. I love Mini Coopers. What does Mini Cooper do for auto dealerships that people maybe need to pay attention to?
So I walked into the Mini Cooper dealer near me here in Silicon Valley, and it was all very young guys, and they were very happy. And I said, why are you so happy? They said, we love working for Mini because they allow us to grow our careers here and do different kinds of rotations. So one guy was telling me that he started in the front office, learned clerical, and went into sales, and realized his heart was really under the hood or under the car. He wanted to be in service. And they sent him to school, and they trained him, and they moved him into service. And plus, they just love the Minis. They'll talk about them. We can't wait to see a Mini come visit us. So I think it's very inspiring that people can work with auto manufacturers in a variety of ways at the dealership.
Well, it's amazing that you could see a company that actually recognizes the benefit of being able to grow their workforce in that way and be able to find where your perfect niche is, to try the different areas until you find your perfect niche.
Yeah, and so I'm sure there's others. I just happened to walk in, and these guys were just so happy about working at Mini, and I just had to find out why.
Okay, here's my job right here. Google Map drivers.
Oh, absolutely. You can be a street viewer, Google Map driver. You can drive one of their cars. It looks like an Easter egg. It's very colorful. For 4 months, you can make $2,500, and all you have to do is drive. Push the camera button on, and the rest is taken care of for you, and that's how they make their street viewer maps, by people driving around.
Just follow the GP. Turn here. Nope, turn here. Nope, turn here. I could do that. I could do that for somebody. That would work out well.
Imagine that on your resume, though, that you worked at Google.
Yeah.
And you were involved with creating the maps of the future.
That's me. Hey, look, I could be the Google guy. That's how it all works out. Dr. Tracey Wilen, Tech Talk. She's got a whole list. You can check it out on her blog. Lots of more discussions and all. Doctor, thanks for coming in and joining us as always. I love hearing about all these new jobs that one day I too or my children could have. I really appreciate you tuning in and joining us.
Thank you so much.